Good evening. Here it is, Monday night, and it's mental mind treatment. And anyway, there's always something that I'm either learning about how to do these or pushing their own buttons or having things go on. Anyway, that's what happened today. So I'm going to revert back to the old way I do things. In some ways, it was easier. Now, today is the first Monday of the month. And last Sunday, not this Sunday just gone, the Sunday before, I was speaking via Zoom at a church service in Vancouver for the United Spiritualist Church. And I was lucky. I did a meditation, I did a prayer, I did let's see, and then I did some readings at the end because as I lectured. And I used to visit them years ago, and they always have a medium that gives messages, but I'm not a medium. So I devised, not we, my people that help me here, we devised a method of reading that is, what do you say, is a different one. Using, as I'm a tarot person, I use the hierarchical numbers. And I really would like somebody to type something so I know our chat is working, because we have had troubles with that in the past. And that's the case. I will stop and go out and come back in. So please type something for me. Anybody. Just put something. Hi, I'm here. We've got 3 people on. There you are. Good. Thank you. It's kind of nervous because there was one night where literally nobody was putting anything. So, evening, Marianne. Yes, I've got your numbers, Marianne. Thank you. And I've got your age. Karen, hi. I would like, and I just let me know the 3 numbers is, I got to write this up here. I've got my book all set. Karen, and I'll get to that, Karen, is 3, 19, and 5. So without further ado, I have some people who from my newsletter found I was going to do this. And my plan is it works really well and people like it. The first Monday of every month, I will begin with my number readings before we move into the treatments. So the first person that I have here that sent actually is Karen, because she's up on the list. So Karen goes, we're going to go first with Karen. And she wants a treatment for increasing her sense of inner harmony. Okay, we're going to see how that, we can tie this in actually. Hang on, I don't know how to spell harmony, obviously, off the bat. There we go. Okay, so your 3 numbers, Karen, is 3, 1, 9, 5. Now, what that tells me is that there's a lot of love that you have in the sense of who you are, and you know that you're transforming, you know that you're moving in, but there's still a little bit of guidance to get from time to time. And so in that case, what I'm going to move into because is the treatment on your inner harmony, because I think that's correct. That there is still a little bit more yet that you need to put in place. You've got most of it. It feels like 95%. So this could be the sort of final piece that'll pull that together. So I think this is how we're going to do this. So Karen, because you did ask for the mental mind treatment part as well, I know there is one power and I know there is one essence. And therefore I speak my word for Karen. And as I speak my word for Karen, I know that the growth is there. And it feels the acceptance of the personal growth that you have made is to incorporate that, to bring that into harmony. And so that new information can be coming and assimilated with ease, with grace, and a sense of moving on your pathway. It's as though the pathway, I just want to say, project further, because that number 19 is a wonderful number to have in lots of ways, because it has growth, it has progress, and it shows leaving the past behind. And very often we have to do that. We have to leave the past behind as we move forward. So I just want to give thanks for the knowingness that Karen is so close to having everything all come together. But we just want a little bit further projection as to where you're heading. So I want to say thanks, Karen, for all the support you've given me in these last months. It is great. I'm also, although I have Marion on my list in another place, I am also going to address Marion because she has written up there too as well. Now, as I look at the numbers that Marion has written here, or I have written down, and actually that's a good way. If you can text me or email me before, then I have it all down here. It's in a way that's sort of also easier to, so you don't have to say, oh, I got to be there on time, because you just have to listen later. The numbers of Marion was 1, 11, 22. So what that tells me, that all the tools are there, everything is in place, and that the to aspire above, knowing that that is all working. But the number 11 shows the need to commitment to belief, to commit in the belief system and have faith that the direction that you're going in, it will get you to where you want to be. I just feel that it's like a tweaking, a tweaking of belief, a tweaking of direction, a tweaking of knowing that the faith is there. And faith is actually more than just the mental faith. It is the faith of the heart. It is the faith of knowing and moving. And because everything is all possible for you, you've got all the tools. It's everything is in line. So it's maybe a sense of allowing everything just to unfold the way that you choose or the way that you want. And you have absolute faith in that. So I give thanks in knowing that you're moving forward with ease and grace. You're moving, it's kind of leaving all doubt behind. It is committing 100% to the direction. So any thought that comes up that is not committed to that, you can freeze, evaporate, and replace that, because you need to be committed totally and 100%. Okay, now I've got Kathy. Actually, yeah, it's Kathy B. When I look at the three numbers here, and I will give you the numbers 6, 3, and 22, you'll find there's quite a few with 22 on it. I found interesting. There's confusion here. I just feel a sense of confusion. And even though you've got a loving heart and awareness of direction, in a way it needs to be sorry. Sometimes my tongue doesn't get around words. To integrate the love and the faith and the belief in the direction of what you really want to go, and leave the confusion behind. Mental confusion can displace and put blockages so often in what you're wanting to create. You know what you want to create. You know how you want life to be. You know how you want it to unfold. And consequently, when you have all this mental stuff going on about, well, how it's almost like asking how. Well, the universe delivers. You don't have to ask the universe. You can ask how sometimes, what step you want to take. But I feel for you, Kathy, is that you got to let the hows go and have trust and faith in the process, that because you're loved by that, what I call the love source, you don't have to figure it all out. You have to trust. You have to have faith. You have to have the direction of where you want to go and how you want to go. So I'm just going to give thanks, as sort of just moving into a small mental mind treatment. I'm going to give thanks that your clarity becomes clearer as your faith grows with every breath that you take in the here and now. It will strengthen, it will deepen, it will come forward in such a beautiful direction, because you have faith and you have the loving heart. You just need less mental interference. And then it's like the universe can create for you easily and in all ways. So I give thanks in knowing this. I give thanks in Kathy for giving me her 3 numbers. Just remember, next month you can send me some more numbers, and anytime on Mondays we'll be doing mental mind treatments. Okay, the next one that sent me some numbers is Katie. I just take a breath because I got to tune into what the numbers are saying here. These changes that are going on in Katie's life. And the need here is to know that she has the inner strength, that she is connected spiritually, and that therefore she can have the faith to move forward. Sometimes it is not easy to leave old thoughts, feelings, and circumstances behind. It's a big leap of faith often to step out and to step onto a new path. But what you're needing to rely on, Katie, is that you have the inner strength, you have the inner connection, and because you do have faith, in other words, you see the end result. You don't know how you're going to get there. You just know that knowingness that you will get there. And so we're going to give you strength as we move into the creation of our treatment, is that you have strength, because that is where I feel is the cornerstone, the inner strength, that you have the inner strength of the direction of where you're heading, where you're going, and what you're doing. So there is such a feeling for me for delightment in that I can let go because I know that I have the faith, the strength to move forward, and really realize that when you leave behind the old thinking, the old feelings, the old awarenesses, it's such a relief because you're not having to fight those inner mental demons that go on. It's like, oh, I don't know, that doubt that comes up because you're having and utilizing your faith into your world, your strength into the world, your knowingness into the world. And but mostly here is using your faith to know that the end result that you want will be there for you. And I give thanks in the knowing of this, Katie, for you. I give thanks in knowing that you have it's almost like a lineup of angels, I guess I'm going to call them angels. There's a lineup of wanting to serve, to help, and to be there. And it's like you let your fears go, relax into the order of things, and it will all work super, super effectively. And I give thanks in knowing this. I give thanks in knowing you're so well supported in a spiritual sense, that you have strength to move in the direction that you want. So I wish you well on that. And so we release that, knowing that it is done, that you have faith, you have essence of where you want to go, and you just begin to go there. Now, the next person is Wendy. Now, I find Wendy's numbers for me, it was like when I look at them, I just look at them now and say, okay, what we're talking about here, Wendy, is decision time. But to make a decision, you really need to listen to your inner being, your inner self, and let go of your fears. Fear can sometimes seem like a solution. But really, when you examine fears a little more, what you find is that you're opening up where you don't trust or have belief, not only in yourself, but in the universe. Your whole being here is for you to decide the direction that you're really going in. Decide you trust you. Decide you trust, and that life itself will bring you all that you are requiring and wanting, that you will bring you to you. Because the answer lies within us. The answer lies when we make a decision, when we let go of our fears and our concerns and our anxieties so that we can move forward. I just feel you need perhaps to have a little more awareness of strength of the earth support. I had to learn, it took me a lot of years to learn that the earth was, in lots of ways, this was my support that brought the loving force and the essence to me. And it's like when I had to decide to move deeper into my spiritual studies, I had to commit eventually to those spiritual studies. But it's like that whole choice is a new path. So I always want to say, Wendy, open yourself up to a new path. If you listen to your heart's desire, if you listen to how you want things to be, and then make choices in relation to that, not in the fear that is there all the time, going, oh, I don't know, maybe not, maybe this is not, those little nasty little thoughts that come up, because that all that does is block you, and it stops you from making the decisions that you need to make. There's a saying, go forth and prosper. I want to say, go forth and live. Go forth and live and learn and grow and become all that you can be. And when doing that, I also know that the universal love force is there to support you. It has your back always. So it's breathing, moving forward on your goals, of which you will know on the inside of what you really want. We always know what we want. We just often don't think it's possible. But I'm telling you it is, because it says that here. You just got to let go of the fears. And the answer lies within you, nobody else, not even me. I just pray for you that you will have clarity, strength, and purpose. And so you can move forward with ease and grace and be at one. And I give thanks for knowing that. Now, before I come to Maggie, which I will, I've got one more person in on my book that sent me numbers. And this is for Darlene. Darlene sent me 3 numbers, 13, 9, and 2. I'm just smiling because we just dealt with a 2. I just love the synchronicity of these things, I tell you. It's sometimes you just have to smile at life and how it unfolds. Now, this shows a progression, or number 13 is the death symbol, actually, but it means coming out of old and into a new. It's coming into a new awareness. But the journey is really being hard, but it's not finished yet. You're not there yet. You're in transition. You're in growth and progress. But the good news is, within the symbol, is you can see the end. It's like the goalposts. And again, it's like you can see the goalposts. You can see, yes, you're not there yet, but the goalposts are there. And it says the answer lies within inside yourself. So this is about trusting yourself, giving yourself the knowledge and the awareness of what you really know. And that means you have to decide. It's almost like taking sides. It's almost, I feel like I have to let go this side to get that side, which is really what I want. So this is about going inside, understanding that you've done a lot of the hard work. A lot of the hard work is done. So it's about understanding you're in the last phases. And sometimes the last phases of transition and growth are the hardest, because it's like all of a sudden, we've talked about fears, but it's our uncertainty. And is that real? And is it really going to be the way I want it? But we have to hold on to knowing that we have made that step. We have made that progress. So now we must commit to it in a way. We must decide, yes, this is what we want. And then the next stage of that is commitment. Commitment is really, really important, I found over time, for not only myself, but people. And in the sense here, what we see, Darlene, is I'm not seeing the celebration. I should say I'm not feeling the celebration of how far you've actually come, what you've actually overcome, what you have, you might say, because always in this particular symbol, which is the number 13, is that you're reduced to the bare bones of who you are, the basics of your belief system, the basics of who you are. But I'm not seeing celebration here. I'm seeing worry, I'm seeing concern. And although it says the answer lies within, everything gets out of balance when you start questioning yourself. There needs to be celebration of your journey, celebration of who and where and what you have created and what you have done. That will make your journey easier. That you will reach your destination is a little bit in question mark, because you haven't decided this to continue. You haven't decided the journey that you're going to do. You may think you have, but it says there's more knowledge needed here, more awareness. And I think it's about celebrating how far you've come, celebrating where you are, who you are, and where you want to go, how you want to be. You know, Rome wasn't built, as the saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. And changing life or changing perception, releasing old belief systems, it doesn't happen in a day. Sometimes it feels like that because we make a gigantic step, but you're still in the process. And the process is often feeling that you're not winning, but you are winning. You just need to decide that you are, and listen to yourself and follow and keep going. You just need a few more months, actually. I would say 4, maybe 5 months maximum to realize that, oh, that phase is gone. So I give thanks in knowing you have the strength and the ability to keep on keeping on, because you are on the right track. You are going to make the decisions that suit you, nobody else, what suits you, and the direction that you want to go. And I thank you for submitting the numbers. Oh, then there's a nice lot of strength there. So I like that. Okay, Maggie G, thank you, my dear. Okay, we've got 5, 10, and 16. I'm just going to have a sip of water, okay? I'm smiling because I'm asking permission to have a drink of water, and it's just me talking to you via me, if you know what I mean. Okay. It shows here, for whatever you were thinking about when you wrote the numbers down, that there's still some more knowledge because things are changing. And that 10 of Wheel of Fortune is the number 10, which is the law of action and change. And it seems to be spinning a little bit for me. It's like it's moving fast. Like, how do we anchor everything when the wheel spins and life spins? It is a knowledge learning time, yes, and it shows that with the number 5 that you are needing more knowledge and awareness of what is happening and going on. But there is like outside events taking place that in a way are it's like crash and burn. It's like things when you think, oh goody, this is okay, bang, something else happens, falls apart. And so what happens is that you're not realizing that life is actually showing you what is not solid and not working. This feels like the last several months have been a bit tough because of this, because every time you turn around, it feels like it's not working or going in the direction that you wanted to. I want you to know in this time period, what's really important is realizing what you really are coming to learn and understand, number 1. But number 2 is to hold into the inner. So when all these changes that take place and these unexpected, like lightning strikes hit, is that you stay very, very centered and very, very focused in the direction of where you want to go. What I like about this is that your growth patterning about who you are and how you fit into the bigger scheme of things is right on track. But it's hard to see the events that are occurring around you is actually supporting that. And I want you to know that life right now is taking care of all the things that perhaps you do not need anymore in your life. Hard, yes. Sad sometimes, yes. But freeing. And I want you to look at the freedom that's coming. Isn't maybe here right now, but change definitely you're experiencing. Use the knowledge that comes with the change. Use the awareness that is there so that you can, it's like weather the storm. It's like being in the middle of a storm in a sailboat, up and down, around and about. It's kind of chaotic, actually. And it's just hold your center. Hold that center. No matter what occurs, you know who you are. You know what you want. and know that the storm doesn't last forever and it will subside. So use your knowledge, use your centering, and accept what is going on and let go those things that seem to go, oh, why is it? Let it go. Don't hold on to anything. Just be centered and aware of the direction that you want things to go and let go of everything else, because that's what 16 is all about, letting go. The more you let go, then quicker you're able to rebuild your life. And I just want to take a big breath on that, because I think many of us find that lesson hard, because we don't always want to let go those things that need to be let go of, whether they're a belief, whether they're a person, whether they're a situation, whatever it is. We it's like, why is that happening? I don't know. And it's like, breathe it out, center yourself, know that everything adds to your life. It was one of the hardest lessons I had to get. I don't talk a lot about lessons, but there are some that come in our lives. And one of the ones was to teach me that no matter what, it adds to you. And so we often have to ride the wave to find out how it adds and what it's bringing. So I want to thank you, Maggie D, for this, knowing that you have the strength, you have the ability and the awareness to let go and keep on. There is a song, keep on trucking, keep on going, keep on moving in the direction that you want to move in. And so I give thank you for, giving me your 3 numbers. I really do. Okay, I'm going to get a Kleenex here. I've had a little bit of a dribbling nose today. Another drink of water. So now I don't have any mother numbers to do. So I'm going to just turn it into some mental mind treatments for people. My first one is for, and when I do this, because they haven't given, anyway, Mr. T. I know there is one power and there is one essence for all of us. And I also know that Mr. T is connected to the life force of being. And I know that he will find what he requires for his life. And he'll find it with ease. He'll find it with grace. He accepts that life isn't working right now, but he has the strength, he has the perseverance, he has the awareness of the direction he wants to go in. And in knowing that, all things will be brought to him. His kindness of his heart leads him. His sense of wanting to find his place, wherever that may be, drives him. But I just feel if he just accepts the knowingness and let go of what appears to be nothing working, knowing that it is, that there is strength, there's purpose and direction. So it's about sometimes relaxing and allowing life to move in its mysterious ways that will add and bring things really, really well to him. I give thanks in the knowing of this. I give thanks in being aware that all will come exactly to his betterment. And so it is. Amen. I'm going to also speak my word for Mr. E. As I speak my word for Mr. E, I know that keeping the love force alive in self, and as it works, it's magic. There is a sense of such enjoyment of life in so many different ways that it's like a radiation of sunbeam, like a beaming of sun within the aura, within the sense of being. It's like letting go of stress, strain, anything that doesn't work, with the sense of knowing, always in the right place at the right time, always understanding that it just is. Life is not for conflict. It is for isness. It is for enjoyment. It is for expression. And I know, and I give thanks of knowing that Mr. E is moving into that with ease and grace and love and fun and excitement. And so I release this whole thought knowing that it is done. And I give thanks by saying, and so it is. Amen. So that feels good. I also speak my word for Mr. J. We have been doing mental mind treatments for Mr. J for a while, and I'm just changing it slightly because I feel, when I concentrated on this, I realized, and this is what I wrote down, to use breath to bring in light, which is love. I know their one power and the one essence is available and in and through each one of us. And so I speak my word for Mr. J. As I speak my word for Mr. J, I know that the breath is beginning to work, that the use of breath, of bringing the light in and bringing out and breathing out the stress and the strain, the breathing in light, breathing in joy, breathing in peace. And what is let go of is all resentments, angers, frustrations, feeling that rejections, feeling no one understands me, all of those. It's like we've loosened all that up, and now comes the physicality of breathing it out. And even though Mr. J may not be aware this is happening, there is lightness, there is love, there is everything around him just saying, relax, allow yourself to be you without the fear, without the anxiety, without the frustration. I give thanks in knowing that the breath is now being utilized to bring in light, which is love, a sense of purpose, a sense of understanding, and a loving of self is okay. That it's okay to love yourself, respect yourself, honor yourself. And so Mr. J has made another step forward in his progress and growth. And we give thanks for this as we release this thought, knowing that it is true and it is done. And I give thanks for that. I'm also doing another follow-up mental mind treatment for Mr. M, who had surgery, I think today. I think the surgery was today. So we're just going to do a little follow-up on the surgery, and by acknowledging the power that exists to heal, and that by allowing the energy in, it can heal quickly and easily. So the surgery, I feel it was completed, done, lots of light and love in there. And now comes the recovery of essence of being. And the recovery is like, it's lightened by a sense of knowing for Mr. M that all is well. It's just, there's been worry there. And now it's all is well. All will be fine. I can breathe, and I will be able to do all the things I choose and want to do. And so it will be effective. Excuse me here. I think I'm going to sneeze. And I give thanks in knowing this. I give thanks in knowing that the surgery and the recovery of the surgery is flowing exactly as it needs to for Matt's highest and best. I give love, I give sense of purpose, and I bring and call upon any other energies that can help and aid in this recovery period. And so we release this thought, knowing it is true that Mr. M is recovering well and easy with love and light. And I give thanks for that as we release that thought, knowing it's true. And so it is. Amen. It's funny, my heater came on. The next thing I'm sneezing, so there must be a little bit of dust in my heater here. So, but we're all humans and we're not like automatons. I'm certainly not, that's for sure. So I want to do another treatment for Miss K. I know there is one power and one essence in all things, and I also know as I speak my word for Miss K, actually it's not K, it's C, Miss C, that the business as well as the personal world is successful in all ways. It's like her life is all successful in all ways. She runs a business. She has a personal life. But I feel that everything is falling into place so effectively that there is just a matter of relaxing and allowing, and again, the enjoyment of success, to enjoy success and not get fearful that something's going to happen to take it away. Success breeds success, breeds success. And I know right at this moment, and I give tremendous thanks for this, that Miss C has that success in every area of her life. So, and I'm just going to release it as that by saying, and so it is. Amen. Very, very nice. Another person I have in my book is Miss B. Often in life, it's like our minds get in the way and we lose clarity. We're so busy trying to find solutions. We're so busy trying to figure out that very often we don't realize they're worrying thoughts. The worry thoughts just sort of take over everything. And so this particular mental mind treatment is for clarity on situations. In other words, sometimes when we quit fussing over what to do or how we want it to be when it isn't, if we just relax and enjoy whatever it could be. Well, it's not quite flower time yet, but you could buy a flower, a pretty flower or a plant or a beautiful scene or something that gives you pleasure. The mind then lets go. And in that moment of the mind letting go, you can begin to perceive of what it is that you want. Makes it easier for goal setting, makes it easier for creating, and just a pleasure of adding that spirit of beauty, of love. And the universe responds. Take away the worry. And for Miss B here, we just need clarity of thinking, a rejoicing in life as it is, and not a feeling of like it needs to be this way or that way or the other way. It's like, oh, my mind is busy, and it's difficult to be able to create doing that. And we do know, I know anyway, with Miss B, that she wants to create a certain outcome. So we need clarity of thought. We need a sense of a heartfelt beingness in the way of all things. Excuse me again. Now I got a little gong in my throat. I guess it's saying, hey, come on, kid, this is enough for you. But because I listened to the messages, but I did have one person, two actually I wanted to do. So anyway, I'm going to clean up the essence around Miss B is basically just have clarity. Stay single-minded on what it is you want and not all the hows and whats and how does it happen, how's it going to be. Sometimes we're so intent on all the steps that the universe doesn't get a clear picture of what really you want. It's very important when you have those goal-setting times, when you think of what it is you really want, that you're really clear about the end result, not how to get there. And so we know, as I speak my word for Miss B, that it is bringing clarity and a letting go of all the mental, well, I was going to say claptrap, so I will, because that was in my head. And I give thanks of knowing that all will be well. And so it is. Another one that I wanted to do today was for Miss J, where we have clarity and balance with all systems working easily. This comes from a phone call that I received during a week ago. There are times in life when we get labeled. People give you a label. And sometimes then we feel because we've been labeled that this is how we are. But the soul is very different. It doesn't always work well with labels because it's unique. And the soul has to be acknowledged for who and what it actually is, aspiring to create, aspiring the direction of where it wants to go. So as I speak my word for Miss J, I know clarity and balance on all systems are working and keeping an honest sense of who you are, a knowingness of your own beingness and your own awareness and your own growth. And if people have labels, or if people say things that perhaps you feel upset about when it comes to yourself, just realize that you are, what's the word I want to look at? That you don't have to respond to these people. That's their perception. It is their inadequacies that perceive that. You are loved without measure. That is the promise to all things, that there is love beyond measure in all ways. And so I know for Miss J, through time and space, as I send this mental mind treatment out into the ethers for her, that there's also a sense of being heard and being seen. And I give thanks in knowing that will grow with every breath that she takes. So there is an alignment which begins to occur in her self-esteem of who she is and what she wants to achieve. Knowing the universe loves all of us in equal and equality, but we just have to let it in and be aware of that. Well, I have one more I want to do. And Maggie G, I just also want to say thank you for your comment. Appreciate that. Thank you. Well, this one is for me because on Friday I'm going in for a small surgery. That's going to tie me up for a few days, but it's only a day surgery. And I just thought it would be a good opportunity to hear, just to put a prayer out. So I have your thoughts helping me, that the surgery, which I basically know, but I haven't had any surgery for years, a lot of years. And, it's something that I didn't really want, but it's something that has to be done. So I'm just going to give myself a little treatment with your support. I know that there is one power in one essence, and I know I'm connected to that power and that essence. And therefore, I speak my word into the thought of being by knowing that Friday will be like a breeze. Everyone will be awake, glad to be doing this, and it will all go smoothly. And that I will be super satisfied with the result. I give thanks in knowing that all is smooth and easy, and I give thanks in knowing I will be pleased with the result, as will everybody else associated with it. And so I release this thought knowing it's true, that I will have all the support I needed and will need as I move forward through Fridays and Saturday and Sunday. I give thanks by saying, and so it is. Amen. There. It's basically how I pray myself all the time when we want something, or something needs clarity on something. So we all have situations that come up in our lives that we may not particularly plan or want, but that is part of some of them. People today had a number 16. I know, by the way, if you're listening to Wednesday's Norma Talks, I'm talking about the number 2 in the tarot, the 4 lower arcana and the 3 higher arcana. Because it came up. It's come up a couple of times here tonight. Number 2 is about balance, and I'm looking forward on Wednesday to be able to explain how that all ties in, not only to our spiritual growth but in life. And so I truly want to thank you for participating in our first experience of readings with numbers, and also for the spiritual mind treatments. I wish you well. I trust you'll have a great week. And for me, it's going to be Wednesday and then Friday, and I will be there for Sunday thought, I'm sure. So anyway, have a good week. Blessings to all of you, and thanks for watching and being comments, phoning me, texting me, emailing me, all the things that you do. It's appreciated. And don't ever think I don't appreciate every single one of you, because I do. I give thanks, and I send my love by saying, and so it is. Night now.